next one. $5 from Zoro. Dude, thank you for coming back, bro. I appreciate you. The man you want to marry has options. At what age do you plan to get married? Do you know what he wants from you? Are you okay with being left over and single after 30? All right, so what he's saying is that the guys that most women are chasing, they got options. They got a lot of girls. So what he's saying is that at what age do you plan on getting married, and do you know what he wants from you? That guy that has options, do y'all know what this guy wants?
I feel like if I don't get married by 30, I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah, but I want to ask more like, do you know what that guy wants?
I feel like most guys want
like a high value guy all the girls are chasing.
They want a girl that can cook and clean and good with the house. And
be the housewife.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Can we get a hard number on by when you want to be married by?
Yeah.
Would you be okay if you're 40 and not married?
Yes. Yeah.
50?
If
50?
Yeah, if I had
60?
a good career that I really liked, I don't mind not being married.
Feminism.
It's not feminism.
What's your career?
It's like,
I'm
in school right now.
What are you gonna do?
I want to have my own business.
What type of business?
I want a swimwear line.
Company. Here's the deal, Pickle.
Why you look at me like that?
So like this is the problem with whenever you say something like that. You can say that like you can just be a career woman, you're gonna be happy. But if we look at statistics, the most depressed set of women, the most depressed set of demographic of people is women over 45 that don't have kids, that are single.
I know single ladies that are like older that are happy. Like they're in relationships, they travel.
We can act like we're happy. Yeah. It's very easy for us to tell everybody that we're happy. But if we look at statistics, we look at just history, what makes women happy in their later ages, it's looking around at a fucking family reunion and having fucking 30 grandchildren.
You can have kids and not be married. Right.
Do you understand what you're doing when you're choosing to have a single parent household? You're literally putting your kid at a disadvantage on every statistical outcome. Every single thing whenever you have a single parent every issue that we see today in America is because of a single parent household.
Here's the thing. You want to be happy, right? Later in life. Listen, career, I'm an eye surgeon, and to me, this is just like whatever at this point. You know, I help people see again, but after doing it for so long, it just becomes repetitive. My happiest times is with me and my girlfriend. You know, it's going to be even more happier when we have kids and all that stuff. Okay?
It's a cope whenever you say that. It's a cope.
So I would really prioritize like trying to find someone to like settle down with. I mean, I know it sounds like all good and bravado, but like, I don't care if I'm 30, 40, 50, you know, I don't need.
It's not about you don't know, like you can give guys a chance and they'll act like they're a good guy, and then months later they just switch.
Well, I would say talk to your dad. Exactly. Talk to your dad, tell your dad. Honestly, I really do think the men and the fathers need to be more involved, because I don't think it's right.
That's their fault too.
It seriously is. You can't just send your daughter out in the wild and just expect her to just like find a guy.
Agreed.
She should be able to look for a guy, but at the same time, you should be bringing some options too, so she can at least compare. An example. You don't have to even pick the guy, but try something. So I would get him involved. I don't know. Parents seem to just drop the ball these days, but try to get him involved.
Yeah. I know that y'all ladies gotta go, so I'm not gonna hold y'all for the rest of it, because I know y'all are 5 minutes late. But no, thank y'all so much for coming, both of y'all. Like, I'll give y'all a nice little goodbye. Thank y'all for coming. Guys, chat. Please go find them on the Instagram page and go add them. I really appreciate y'all for coming. Yeah. But yeah, thank you, ladies.
Thank you.
But yeah, we will see y'all next time. If y'all ever want to come back, I might DM y'all and we could talk about y'all coming back on the show again sometime. Okay. Yeah.
I'm sorry, you had something you were gonna say, or one of you guys were gonna say something.
Yeah. Yes, me. I was making a point whenever you said about how women need to speak to like men figures more, like dads and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I can definitely say that that's played a big impact into me, because me personally, I feel like when I was more little, I was very me and my mom. But as I grew up, honestly, I get most of my best advice from my dad as a father figure.
It's like you craved your dad more because you're always with your mom.
Yes,
that was me.
It's like my dad is the reason why I see things the way I see things. Guy talk too. It's like more open compared to how a female sees it. I feel like I open my perspective in a different way that I don't understand.
Keep talking to him. He'll give you more advice.
Y'all gotta remember, men are very logical and women are very emotional. So that's why I was saying y'all fall in love with y'all's ears. Like, y'all are emotional. You got something to say?
It's like, I actually very much agree with that. But unfortunately, in my household, like, growing up, there was no talking about boys whatsoever. Like, I had to not sneak around to get a boyfriend, but yeah.
But it was so strict, it actually did the opposite. Yeah.
It did the opposite.
Yeah.
Like I had to figure out stuff
There's a lot
on
of that
my
happening.
own that I
Yeah.
had to look
And
for.
that's
And that's why
advice.
religion can sometimes do the opposite effect of what
Yes,
you
right.
wanted
Yes,
it to do.
It's like my
absolutely.
parents
Yeah.
African and Catholic. It was like a double.
Oh, double whammy, yeah.
Right.
We'll go ahead and answer the question for you. Do you know what the high value guys want? Like those guys that have all options, what do they want? And when do you want to be married by?
Since I'm going to medical school, I'm going to be in school for quite some time. I honestly don't want to get married until I graduate, and that's like 2028. I'm going to be like 27. So 27, hopefully I like meet him while I'm still in school. But I honestly don't know what a high valued man wants, because we always talk about like, oh, what do we bring to the table? But honestly, that talk sometimes
I am the table.
I don't.
Yeah, let me go back real quick to you. As someone who's gone through medical school, and I know a lot of women doctors who are married and successful too, and have their own business actually too. So it's not like it can't happen. My advice: find a guy in med school.
Yeah.
Find a guy in med school, because you are going to have a very hard time if you don't find him in medical
I know
school.
it's my biggest fear, even when you say that.
So passing USMLE is not that difficult. You can do that. Med schools are pass-fail these days, so you don't have to kill yourself studying as long as you just get the grades. You really need to prioritize finding a guy.
Yeah,
Like I know a lot of women who are the doctors and married and kids, but I know a lot. I would say it's 50-50 of female doctors that I personally know who didn't find a guy.
Yeah.
So in med school, that's your best shot.
Because I do know, I don't know what statistic it is, but I do know like you're most likely going to find the person you're going to marry in like school, that job or workplace. Because once you're like out of that school environment, it's like, how do you meet people? How do you see them that day to day?
Yeah, there's not a lot of
so
social.
busy. Yeah,
there's not a lot of social things.
Well, for women, it's not going to be difficult because of the dating apps.
Yeah.
So you're always going to have options.
I don't like dating.
I don't like dating apps.
Well, for women, it's actually really good. For men, unless you're really like a top tier guy, it's going to be really tough. So the issue with you is, reason specifically you, if you're going to be a doctor, you're probably going to expect the guy who's going to make similar or more than you. And you're going to be able to lock that guy best chance in school. It's going to be very hard to get out there. When I got out and I was done with my training and everything, I started looking at a dating market. I didn't want to marry another doctor. Like, that's not what I wanted to do. I wanted someone who's going to be like in an okay career or a stay-at-home mom, because I already make enough money. Okay? So if you want to... the best chance, and I tell this to every woman who's going to med school, I have some of them, they come under me, mentorship for pre-med and all this stuff, lock the guy in med school, because your med school class will probably be like 100, 120. After med school, you go to residency. You're looking at 8 per class, or if you go into something specialized at dermatology, ophthalmology, you got 3 people in class. And you don't even want to date people when in such a small circle anyway.
No.
So, so just try to figure it out in school, quick.
Thank you. Yeah.
Good one. What about you? What do you think those guys want? Like the high value guy, and what age do you want to be married by?
Okay, I'll answer the second one first. I want to be married by hopefully 30, definitely. And then what do I think high value men want?
Yeah.
I think definitely it's deeper than being an independent woman. At the end of the day, I think alongside from just me as a woman and what they like, I definitely feel like they still want to be appreciated, loved, cared for, for you to be there in the most dark times. Unconditional, really. But loyalty, it can go so many ways.
Yeah, lots of things. What about you? What do you think that the high value guy wants, and then when do you want to be married by?
I think the high value guy wants to be the leader in the relationship without being competitive, because it gives a sense of security. I'm 31 and I'm not married, but I feel like my upbringing has a lot to do with that. My mom had her son when she was 18. My dad had his son when he was 21, almost 22. So for me, it was like I heard those things, saw those things, the setbacks and the struggles and stuff like that. It was like I didn't want that for myself. But at the same time, like, you can want all day long, but it's still going to go however it's going to go. So.
Yep. What about you? What do you think the guy with all the options, what do you think he wants? And then what age do you want to be married by?
I feel that the guy will want somebody who would just simply support him, just be by his side, just work alongside with him and not make things too difficult. And I definitely want to be married by 30. I do want to go to medical school as well. If sooner that I'm married, it may be a bit difficult, but definitely like around 30.
Okay.
For sure.
I would say anyone going into a high career like that, female, sooner the better. It's going to become significantly more difficult because residency is just more time consuming.
Right.
Yeah,
y'all got to realize when the women who are trying to become boss babes or get those really good careers and stuff like that, I'm not trying to shoot down and say don't do it or anything, but what y'all got to realize, like we were talking about hypergamy, women like to date up, across and up social hierarchies. Right. So the higher you go, and the more years it takes you to get to that point, or you're like, I'm going to put back marriage, I'm going to put back kids, I'm going to put back family. The more years you do that, and then on top of that, the more money you make, the harder it is for you to get the guys you want, because guys value purity. Most of them do. Most. So you're older, so you're going to cut yourself off from a certain amount of guys because of your older age, and then your income's higher, so you're cutting out a bunch of guys because you don't want to be with a guy who makes less than you, usually. So that's why y'all got to be careful, and why he's saying cut it, like grab them early on, get a husband early on, because it's gonna be hard when you're 30. What about you? What age do you want to be married by, and what do you think the high value guy wants?
So if I decide to get married, I'll say because I'm almost 30, I would say between 35, 40.
Yeah.
And I feel like a high value man will mostly want loyalty and respect.
You want to be married 35, 40?
Yeah. I'm almost 30.
My parents didn't get married till
and it takes a few years to get used to the guy and stuff.
Here's
That's why she's saying
is,
35.
the issue is like, we want to finish, and we'll go back to
go ahead.
Go ahead.
So I think a high value man wants a woman that's good for his image, whether that's the way she look or her career choice. I don't have an age that I want to be married by, but I do disagree with something he said, how you should spend your 20s finding someone to marry. I think your 20s is for living. I don't think you should be trying to find someone to marry when you turn 30.
Hey y'all, Sergio here. I just want to mention I've created a completely free guide that shows you exactly how I went from having low confidence and being painfully awkward around women to easily meeting and dating numerous high quality desirable women in real life without the use of any dating apps or social media. So if you're struggling to get out there, if you have approach anxiety or don't know what to say or how to interact with women to make them want you, and are sick of using dating apps with low value girls that hundreds of other guys have been chatting with, click the link in the description below to grab your free guide right now. And if you want private mentorship with me personally to help guide you every step of the way in this process, check out my mentorship program in the description too. I would be happy to help you reach your dating goals and overcome any obstacle you may face. And trust me, if I could do it, you can do it too. I hope to see you soon. Peace out.